Hey guys, it's Denver, and no, you aren't watching a Stardew Valley video. I do other things too sometimes, okay? Yes, you are hopefully here to learn some beginner tips for Terraria to get you rolling in the earlier parts of the game. If you have played the game, some of these may seem more obvious to you, but you never know, you might pick something new up. As us teachers say, you learn something new every day. Anyway, let's hop into these tips. Tip number 1, explore the surface. Most of what you will ever do in Terraria is under the surface, but hold off just for right now. The first thing I always do when I enter a new world is travel left as far as I can, then head back to the right as far as I can. You will find pots and chests with rope and torches, and maybe even a good starter weapon like a boomerang or the spear if you get really lucky. Or accessories to give you small bonuses like the aglet or climbing claws. Just break pots as you see them and gather everything up. One thing I like to do is place a torch near entrances to caverns that I will want to explore in the future. Eventually you will find ocean on both sides and may even possibly be able to reach a chest in the ocean if it is close enough to the shore. Exploring the surface will give you vital information as to where different biomes are and especially where the dungeon is, which will come in handy down the road. One mini tip, find the angler NPC near the ocean and get started on catching fish for him for some good rewards. Tip number 2, build a house. If you haven't played Terraria before, know that a house is very important to surviving early in the game. Cut a few trees down around you or dig up some dirt and just start building. The requirements for a house are having at least 60 tiles. You can make a basic like 6x10 house or 9x7 house for your first many nights and expand later if you want to, but for now, we just want to get something up no matter how simple it might look. Use your dirt or wood by placing it on your hotbar. Now begin placing tiles to the sides and above you, and remember to put a background wall behind you, otherwise enemies can spawn inside. Perfect. That ain't much, but it's home. Now we need a light source, a surface item like a workbench or table, and some sort of comfort item like a chair. Place these items down and you are now safe for the night. Zombies will still try to pound the door down, but they will not be able to. Yet. Of course, this starter home can be temporary and you can make a much larger and nicer house later on. You can even use this temporary house as housing for townspeople that will be coming soon. Tip number 3, keep everything. Chests are cheap and space is plenty. Build as many chests as you need and just keep filling them up in as organized as a manner as you can. Just like most RPGs you have probably ever played, you want to become somewhat of a hoarder. Terraria is full of crafting using many, often difficult to find items. One of the best feelings in Terraria is when you have reached a stage where you can craft a new awesome weapon or accessory or anything like that, and you don't even need to search for the materials. Head over to your chest, look around for a bit, then make what you need. It will be tempting at the beginning of the game to sell off some of those not so important items for a few silver, but you will find quickly that the money you are earning from selling is tiny compared to what you can make very soon just from killing monsters. If you find that you have like 3 or 4 of an item you know you will never need, definitely feel free to drop it off though. Some things that always seem to be hard to find when I need it are cobwebs, gel, silt, and slush. So store these up and you will use them soon. Tip number 4, use that wiki. Playing co-op in Terraria is probably the best way, in my opinion, to play the game. And my buddies and I always used to shout at each other, "To the wiki!" anytime a question was brought up. You can always ask the guide, but that would require heading over to him first and showing him the item, and he will be able to give you that information. But if you don't want to use that option, get ready to have a billion tabs open so small you won't even remember what they are, because this game, which is seemingly simple, is incredibly and surprisingly complex. Each item you come across will have a use, so you can try to figure it out yourself, or you can save a load of time and look it up. It's up to you. For example, if I look up the easy to find daybloom flower, I will find that this very basic item can make all kinds of potions, which brings us to our next tip. Tip number 5, making potions. It might just be me, but I was always confused about alchemy in games over just about any other subject in a game. The Witcher, I'm looking at you, but in Terraria, alchemy feels much simpler. While you are out exploring the world, be sure to grab some sand which can be turned into glass at the furnace. With the glass, make a bottle and set it on a flat surface, even including your own workbench. This is what serves as your alchemy station and will serve its purpose as long as you need it to. Later on, you can make it a little fancier by using a pink vase, a mug, or a cup, and you are able to place any of those on any sort of flat surface like a table, a platform, or even like a piano in the future. Some of the favorite potions to craft at the beginning are healing potions, iron skin potions, and regeneration potions. Swiftness potions are great for getting around and will help in earlier boss fights, and If you can find a few gold ore, spelunker potions make mining much easier, although spelunkers are most beneficial for later in the game due to mining speeds. If you find that you are using potions frequently, consider making your own garden to grow all the plants you need. Turn some clay blocks into clay pots at the furnace, and then just start planting. Number 6, grappling hooks. The tip here is just to make one as quickly as possible. Your best bet at the beginning is to find the item called hook, or to create a grappling hook from mined gems. If you can find 15 of any gem, go ahead and craft it, but know that diamond has the furthest reach, followed by ruby, then emerald, then sapphire, then topaz, and then finally the amethyst hook with the lowest reach. Mining deep is treacherous at all stages in the game, and you can expect to die from fall damage a few times throughout. Grappling hooks make it far safer since it can grab a wall or even the floor if timed right before you die to a fall. I made the mistake many times using only platforms or dirt blocks to move in and around caverns, not even using rope, and could have saved myself time. To craft a hook, you will need a lead or iron anvil made from 5 iron or lead bars at your workbench. With quick enough digging, exploration, and maybe even a spelunker potion or 2, you should be able to make a decent hook within several days of starting. Tip number 7, a magic mirror. Finding a magic mirror as soon as possible will save you huge amounts of time and resources while anywhere on the map. These can be found in chests from underground houses that you will undoubtedly come across as you dig. This item will be one of, if not your most used item through all of your playtime in Terraria, all simply to get you home quickly. To use this, just place it on your hotbar, press the correlating number, and then click. You can also pick up the magic mirror from your inventory and click on yourself as you can with any potion or character usable item. This is the method I suggest so you don't accidentally use your mirror during an important fight. Tip number 8, using bombs. Bombs are your friend in Terraria as long as you are a safe distance away, of course, when using them. With bombs, you will be able to dig huge holes very quickly and save yourself some time while mining block by block earlier in the game. You can find these around, but you can also buy these from the demolitionist. To unlock the demolitionist, you need the merchant, and to unlock the merchant, you just need 50 silver. Build a house for these 2 and then cough up 3 silver apiece if you can afford it. If you can't afford many bombs, one of the best things to do with them is to dive into the Crimson or Corruption and look for Shadow Orbs or Crimson Hearts. These will often be buried and unreachable with your basic pick, but just drop a few bombs to break through and blow up the orb or heart. The first one you will break will unlock a couple events, but most importantly, will give you a powerful early game weapon or a light orb if you are lucky enough. If you want, break a second orb or heart, but do not break a third yet. Well, you can, but you will probably die without the proper gear yet. Overall, this is a more dangerous beginning strategy, but with a high risk comes high reward, hopefully. The worst thing that can happen is you can die, so leave most or all of your money back at home before you go.
How could this happen to me? I made my...
Tip number 9, torches and platforms. Digging past the surface will require a light source and safe ways to traverse through massive caverns. Torches and platforms are super cheap and can be placed easily and almost anywhere. Platforms are better than other blocks, in my opinion, because you can jump through them without hitting your head and falling down. I always carry a large stack of dirt blocks so that I can use these when needed, but platforms can help build long pathways, ladders, and especially will come in handy when fighting bosses. The same way you can move through platforms, so can your projectiles. When you come upon your first boss fights, it is a good idea to have a system of platforms to make sure you have room to move and dodge while dealing constant damage. Rope is a crowd favorite for sure if you find that platforms aren't working for you, but this is a personal choice. I have nearly 300 hours in the game, and I still rarely use rope because platforms have been so effective for me. When you find your first light source that will follow you, you can rely much less on torches, but at the beginning, I make sure to create hundreds and hundreds of torches and toss them everywhere I go. Save your glow sticks though for deep caverns and water. You can find some sneaky chests that might be hiding, or just to make sure that you don't fall too far and die. Tip number 10, go have fun. Seriously, what are you doing here? Go play Terraria. You don't need me to teach you the basics of the game. Go figure them out. Why are you still here? Go play Terraria.